Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. I was part way through this reading and it froze. The whole system crashed. So I found the energy here so compelling. I've decided to simply start again, but with the cards that came out before. So just a brief explanation. This is an all signs, all zodiac signs, a timeless love reading, and it's having a look at kind of where they are at, and then with the major arcana, three thereof, as you can see. And then here I've got the Rider Waite split into its suits, and we clarify each of these major arcanas with one from each suit of the minor arcana to really kind of dig down into the various like energetic aspects, the four energetic aspects of the minor arcana suits. So that's the thing. Everything here is shuffled. I had already shuffled and cut and got these three cards. And basically this is their angle. All right, this is their perspective. This is what's really going on, like beyond their perspective, a wider perspective. And this is the hidden energy, or what can't be seen or what is ignored, but is nonetheless there. Okay, so death in the reverse here. What I was talking about before it froze was that your person here really wants something to be over, and they want it to sort of just inevitably like wither and die. Okay, they want it to, but it won't. It won't. And the reason it won't is because it just keeps, it's still alive. Basically, this is the card of life, like the life force. This is the Shakti, the Empress, and it's the only card in the upright here in these three major arcanas. And it's just inexorable growth, and it's in and of itself, by its very nature, good. It is good. Okay, but this is what is kind of tugging at this person. And what they want to be over is one particular thing. But the problem with this is that in ignoring this incomparable Shakti here of growth, by ignoring that or turning away from that, or kind of, deconstructing that, or just pretending they can't see it, or like projecting it onto other people, or blah, 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 blah. This is present in every life form. That's what it is, be it animal, vegetable, or mineral. All material, all material is growing, all of it, and evolving and changing all the time. And by kind of turning their back on that, or trying to sort of turn that upside down, or just pretend it's not there, or call it something else, etc., etc., like I said, they are actually blocking so much more for themselves than this one particular aspect that they're trying to kind of shuffle off. They're trying to sweep it away, or they want it to be swept away. And they might be seeking experiences that give the temporary sense, or create the temporary illusion of the sweeping away, and then they wake up in the morning and it's still there. And that's why. Yeah. Right, I'm going to start clarifying. So, oh man, Five of Pentacles. They sort of feel like this is the ending of this thing that they are kind of longing for. and really, really like messing up the bigger picture for themselves by longing for, in complete opposition to this force of the Empress. They feel it's their lot, all right? It's their lot to not have, or it's someone's lot here. No, it's their lot. This is how they see it. It's right and proper that they suffer like this, because, excuse me, because they are them. That's how they see it. They are kind of specially unfortunate here. And they're so unfortunate, and that misfortune is so ingrained in them that the very thought of going inside there where it's clearly warm is just, like you just wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. And I guess this is a way of trying to bring this death energy around, just like shedding every warmth, eschewing every warmth. Oh, what a silly Billy. Okay. Six of Wands. Maybe they're waiting for something to sort of rescue them. They're waiting to sort of turn into this. To turn into this. And perhaps, I'm seeing sort of heroism about this, about the Six of Wands today in this column, in this reading. There's a kind of heroic stance they take. There's a kind of romanticism about this. But they don't realise what effect it's having over here. Let's keep going. Ace of Swords. And they like talking about it or thinking about it. There's a lot of that going on, obviously. I mean, it's the Ace of Swords. But do you know the phrase that's coming through to me about this today is about they like to sort of cut things down to size, and sort of reduce things to smaller like increments, okay, like cutting through a big block of something to make lots of smaller blocks. Okay, that's what they like doing. And by that it's a way of trying to and I know it's a very general thing to say, but there is this kind of, they like to reduce things and using words and thoughts. They like to make things seem smaller than they are. Listen, I'm sorry, I don't know where this is coming from, but that's what I'm getting, okay? Okay. Oh, man, and they're longing for it. They're longing for it, the Queen of Cups. They're just longing for it. I mean, Queen of Cups, I suppose the Queen of Pentacles is a bit more Empress energy, but, oh. Okay, I say they're longing for it, but for what? Oh dear. Right, here we go. There's a kind of maternal fixation thing going on here. All right, I'm not going to say any more than that. Right, I'm going to come over to the world. Yeah, because that's quite a thing to say. I'm going to come over and clarify this world in reverse. Now, this bigger picture where, and I mean, we will, of course, come to the middle column, the fulcrum, the prism, okay? Yeah, where the effects of this kind of filtered through this show themselves. So I'm going here first. Wow, look, this is what could be. Now, I'm getting a very, very strong, I'd say female energy off of this, but you know, these things are basically up to a point completely, you know, fluid in that respect, but there's some juxtaposition here between these three very, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, Empress. There's a nice kind of Shakti structure being built here. But I need to keep going because it's quite a counterintuitive card to pull straight after the World in reverse. But that's why I said this is what could be. Let's keep going. Oh, there we go. That is really, this is what could be energy. The Three of Wands. That really is. I mean, the Two of Wands is maybe something could be. And then the Three of Wands is, well, yeah. And this is what could be. It's the flipping world, mate. It's not, you know, this is a really powerful card. And I mean, what are we going to find here in this middle column that could turn this to the upright? Because there's real kind of prospecting, but from a really secure position. I mean, what a wonderful combination. Let's keep going. Ooh. Knight of Swords. Well, what fast moving energy to appear here. Oh, blimey, okay. And the Knight of Cups. Well, I mean, you know, they're good, but I need to... These knights bother me because they're neither fish nor fowl. You know, what is their role? Because they're obviously in a position of authority, but they kind of do the king's will. So this message is either coming from or going to the King of Swords, whose word is final. He wields, the King of Swords wields this ace. And what he says goes. And I mean, it's true up to a point. Well, it's true also with the Queen of Swords. But the Queen of Swords is actually interacting. She's still negotiating. I mean, she will win. She will get you to name a figure first. I've found if you can get your adversary in barter or bargaining to name a figure first, you've won. Anyway, yeah, so they do, you know, these knights do the will of the king. And the king, like, commands that information be, you know, kind of cognitive and verbal data, like, happen on the double here. On the double. There's, like, stuff that needs to be said here. And there's there's an urgency about it and an importance to it. And the King of Cups requires movement on this matter as well. The King of Cups is very, very unmoving energy. But both the kings, and I've never felt this before with these knights, both the kings are kind of represented here by the knights. The knights are the like the emissaries, if you like, or the kind of communicative, like they're the microphone, okay, for the king's will, king's plural. So this is absolutely amazing. This is a world transformed on every front. You know, we've got material stability and comfort and security here. We've got knowing, not only knowing that anything is possible, but also like choosing what is, looking out over this kind of sea of possibility, and choosing the right thing, the right direction, and really beginning to plan how to move in that right direction. And the king's messengers. But I'm sort of wondering why it's not the kings. Why is it the messengers? Why is it the emissaries? Why is it the representatives? The sort of the executives. Okay, it's the executives. It's not like the bosses. It's staff. I mean, trusted staff, but staff nonetheless. Maybe, I mean, perhaps if the world had been in the upright here, we'd have the two kings. Just saying. It's not hesitancy and it's not reticence, but somehow the two kings are not choosing to actually turn up here in this reading. And that is connected to this world being in reverse here. Because other than that, it would be like happy days, wouldn't it? It'd be happy days. We'd have none of this going on over here. Let's see what's here. Because this is not comfortable, this death in the reverse. It's not comfortable for them. Okay, now remember this middle column is what is not seen, right? What they don't see. And what they don't see is that it takes a multiplicity of factors, certainly more than two, to make stuff, and definitely more than one, to make stuff happen. But they feel like a completely sole entity here. And they don't see the equality of the three parts here, the three figures. We've got the mason who does the work and needs to be paid for it. We've got the commissioning client, the monk, who's having the work done on the monastery. And we've got the financier who's making it possible for this work to be done. But without the commissioner, the financier's got nowhere to lend his money and get his interest, you know? And without the worker, the work don't get done, none of it. So each factor here, they're all different, but they play their part in making stuff grow. That's what they don't see. That's what they're blocked on. They don't see that basically it's a collaboration thing. It's a connection, and it's not just about them. Right, so we've come back one. We've come back from knowing that this is possible, to this energy of just kind of wondering about what is possible, or is even anything possible. And of course it is. Everything is possible. But I need to keep going on this to sort of see how this fits in here with the rest of this energy. Oh, okay. Ten of Swords. Oh, I see it. I see it. This is a sort of dreamer energy here in the Two of Wands. And this is about looking at the globe rather than at the landscape. This is like that thing about looking at the finger, like pointing at the moon, looking at the finger instead of the moon. There's something to do with that. And a sort of stasis in, you know, this is not movement. This is like imaginings of movement, or wonderings about movement. You know, maybe somebody's considering moving. I hardly ever say things like that in tarot reading. Sounds like such a silly thing to say, but Okay, in general terms, basically there's inaction. There's contemplation, and it's kind of, yeah, look at this one bolted to the wall here. Like it's set up this way for this person. And it just goes sort of round and round and round. And they're like, oh, I'd like to go out there. Oh, maybe I could go out there and do something with my wands. And then they turn around, they go, oh, shucks, look, that one's bolted to the wall. Oh, that means I can't go out and like test my metal in the world. And because I've got to say, here, poor me, until you test my metal. Flipping heck. That's well tested, that is, isn't it? Look at it. Oh my God. It's like, let's see how sharp these 10 swords are. Go on, you go first. Oh dear, look at that. They are so stuck. Like literally stuck. They're stuck. And they're stuck. And the reason they're stuck is because they will not or cannot engage with this Three of Pentacles energy. And that disengagement or non-engagement or anti-engagement with basically the realization that everybody has their role to play. Like people are in your life for a reason. And that doesn't mean they won't leave your life at some point. But yeah, everyone has some like contribution to make. And each contribution is as valid as the next one. And there are no like born outsiders. Okay? There are no born outsiders. There are no specially like blighted people. It's about how we're all born into the circumstances we're born into. And speaking as a Buddhist, that's a very, very interesting thing to ponder. Not for here right now, unless you want to listen for the next hour. Anyway, it's not just about the circumstances you're born into or the family that you're born into or any of that. It's about how you interact with the world as well. Like the choices you make. Not you, dear viewer, dear listener, them, of course. And they've kind of got themselves in this special status. And this Ace of Swords now looks like kind of self-talk as well. And this, I'm not going to repeat what I said about that. I'm leaving that alone. And they've been round it and round it and round it and round it and round it. It's like, God, the terrible image that just comes to my mind. It's like a flipping addict looking for a vein, mate. Let's put a cup card. Oh, God, what's it going to be? Like 9 of Cups. Yeah, they like it this way. They like it this way. That's why the world is in reverse. I mean, look at this beautiful energy after that card. They're comfortable running it like this. But, I mean, nothing lasts forever, does it? You know what? I need to pull some sort of oracle card. Because this seems so open here, this final column here. It just seems so open and so kind of light touch, especially these knights in the context of their employer and their patron, their liege lord, the king, the kings. So, they might be working for the queens as well, but, who knows? I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my... Yeah, I'm going to pull one from this oracle. Oh, hold on a sec. Oh, God, I hope my head didn't come into camera there. I've been doing care work and I've had like a kind of headscarf on. Anyway, right. I'm going to pull one from this. Kim Krantz. Wild unknown archetypes, mate. The archetypes. So, oh God, how do I get into it? It's really well packaged, this thing. Right, there's that. Open the box. And there's the book. I just riff on these things, might not riff, improvise on these cards by myself. Maybe you think that's a bit cheeky, but I don't look at the books really. Having said that, I'll probably decide that I will. Oh, look what came up first. The Crown. Don't worry, that's me. That's me. Right. Now, this is a big old deck. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just cut 3 times and then, like, just pull one at random. So, boom, boom, dump, dump. I can't work out. I'm not great with kind of spatial physics. I love physics, but I'm not great with spatial physics. And I suddenly couldn't remember which one was on the top when I started, which pile was on the top when I started cutting. So I'm just going to open it up at random and take that one. The Pilgrim. And as soon as I say that, I'm seeing these 2 messages here. This Shakti, the Empress, cannot be stopped by thinking about it or talking about it or wanting it. Right? There's a journey here in the context of this. And seeing these 2 knights, this is like taking something really special on behalf of the spirit of these things, on behalf of word and thought, and on behalf of actions of the heart. This is a destination. This is moving towards some sort of destination. And, you know, I say that, and it's not for nothing that I've got these 2 cards of really strong, like, endings here on the table, but both in the reverse. But still, that is not... Right, I'm going to pick another one, because this is not satisfactory in terms of the information I'm getting here. So I'm picking another one, and this one's going to be for you. Dear viewer, dear listener, I'm picking one from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle. The lovely Buddhist goddess, if I may, the Bodhisattva Kuan Yin. Buddha of compassion. The Shakti of the Buddha of compassion. That's how I see it anyway. Right, rooted back into Avalokiteshvara Chenrezig in Tibetan, and close cousin of Green Tara, Tibetan Buddhist goddess. So this is her oracle, all right? And I've been working with these, with the mantras, certainly of these goddesses for over a decade now. So I'm just going to stop talking and pull this card. Okay. Oh. Holy Sisters, we get. Oh, look at that. Look, it's so shiny. It's picking up the reflection of the camera. Woo. Holy Sisters. This is kind of the joyous ritual, right? We've got 3 girls here, the 3 Holy Sisters. We could call them the 3 fates, maybe. We could call them the 3 stages of Shakti. Okay, certainly Maiden, Mother and Crone. Do you remember when I picked the Crone? That was at the bottom of that deck, wasn't it? And in between them, this kind of unsuspecting, not that this little sheep thing or this little like juvenile yak here should be suspecting anything, but this is a completely kind of open attitude on the part of this animal to this rather perhaps counterintuitive, unusual actions on the part of the daughters of the troop, you know, of the group. Dancing out in the night like this, like fully awakened in the darkness and in complete harmony. And this trio here takes me back to this energy here of the Three of Pentacles. And I don't think these girls personally are dancing particularly on this occasion for the well-being of this animal. I don't think there's any kind of purpose to this other than to enjoy themselves. And the juvenile yak just happens to be there, and they kind of invite him or her into the dance. And there's great equality here. There's equality of all things here. And a joy, huge joy taken in the delight taken in the variety of forms. Very strong Shakti linking in here as well. I mean, this is also could be the Vedic goddess Lakshmi, the Shakti of all material forms. And there's something really, really beautiful and strong going on about that. Just the not lust for life, but just a sheer joy in being alive. And everyone's part of it. So beautiful. So beautiful. So, I don't know. I mean, someone here has got the message. Someone here is on a journey. But they're on a journey with something good. You know, I mean, for the two knights to turn up here, and I feel so strongly in not in place of, not in the sense of anything having been usurped, but on behalf of and representing the kings here. And, you know, there's a destination in mind, Three of Wands. And I guess really for you, dear viewer, dear listener, this is a kind of affirmation of this, everything, because this is everything. This joyous engagement with all forms in their utter equality of existence. And there's a mantra for that as well. Right, I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that was helpful. Private readings can be arranged by contacting me at the email address in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.